Good morning, everyone. You may wonder, why am I sitting out in the wet backyard? I was going to do the pep talk today from inside, and I'm running all over with my laptop trying to find a decent lighting, and it was terrible. So I don't know what I'm going to do as the weather gets worse. I may be out here in like a parka. Also, we're having Squirrel-mageddon in the background with the dogs right now. You can see Luna and Hope are back there chasing them around. So, good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic weekend. Also, you can see my other assistant, Harry, right there. Um, uh, I do these weekly pep talks every Sunday at 10 a.m. The goal is to help you start your week on a positive note, to give you some words of inspiration, to support each other, really. So, it was really interesting. I was looking back because I'm doing a Facebook class. So I was looking back at all of our posts and looking at what were the most popular ones, the ones got the most reaction from you, most comments. And I did one a few weeks back called, was basically about, the school year just started. Are you already frustrated, overwhelmed, kind of just waiting for the weekend to come, feeling like you can't accomplish what you need to accomplish? If you reacted to that, or you react to me talking about it, give me a thumbs up right now. So many people did, and people commented to me, not just on social media, but also so many of you I've had conversations with, those of you that I coach, we've been working through it. So what's going on? Why are we feeling like this? And I thought about it, and I really thought I'd come back to you and maybe work these through as we do the pep talks every week. What are things that we can do to, when that feeling comes on, when this feeling of dread, oh, the weekend's over, what can I do to make myself feel better? And it's most important because you guys did this in that post, and I think it might be the reason that it was so important. What are your ways of taking yourself to your happy place and refocusing, reframing? I would love it if you would share those in your comments. What do you do? What's your number one go-to when you're feeling down, feeling blue, dreading work? What's your number one go-to? I know I've done a whole video on, and I swear by having a set morning routine that reframes in my mind and gets me going. That's one of the things I do. If you have a morning routine, give me a thumbs up, because that is, research proves that that's one of the best ways to get your day started off on the right foot. So today I want to talk about something that it doesn't matter what you're going through in your life, how to find your people. And when I say your people, it's those people who are positive influences on your life, in your life. Those people who support you, who maybe are not going to just tell you what you want to hear. Maybe sometimes they're going to give you difficult feedback, but they're the ones you count on, the ones that lift you up, the ones that make you better and help you strive to be better. And so how do you, if you don't have that group, I mean, I'm very lucky that I have a great group of friends and a great group of colleagues, and they're all friends, but how they're always there. And if I need something specific for work, I know I can reach out, call them, go have coffee, send them an email, and they're going to be there, and they're going to have a million good ideas, and they're going to pump me up and give me great feedback. So what to do, though, because I think this is essential. Finding that group, your tribe, your group of people that really, really do this for you. First of all, I want to say, if you have people in your life that are the opposite of that, the first thing to do is to get rid of those people. You choose, for the most part, how you spend your time. Now, I know in work, sometimes you have to work with people who aren't, maybe the most positive, but for the most part, even at work, you can limit your interactions with those people, figure out how to kind of stay away from them, because if you've tried over and over and people continue to be negative, and you go into a conversation with certain people and you come out feeling run down, then you've got to get those people out of your life and out of where you spend the most of your time. So I was thinking, you're probably going to say, okay, so I don't have those people. What can I do? I think finding your people is first of all, and I'm talking primarily at work, but I think this goes for your personal life too. First of all, professional organizations. Uh, who who belongs to an organization that you interact with regularly, maybe on LinkedIn, maybe on social media, maybe you have groups on social media, people that are maybe instructional leaders or maybe principals or specific instructional leaders like that. Can you interact with those people? Who's reacting to the things that you send out? Who are those go-to people in professional organizations that you can take the initiative to reach out and encourage them to see if you could go have coffee? Same thing goes for people in similar districts. Now, this is one that I used all of the time when I was an assistant superintendent. People that had my same job, the same responsibilities, were going through the same expectations as me. I would reach out, and there were a couple of us that would get together and we would go talk. And it was amazing because not only were they supportive and they understood exactly what I was going through, but often I would be working on one project and they would be working on another project, and we would just share information. Um, we do this, Tom and I, because we are both former assistant superintendents. So several years ago, we created the Assistant Superintendent Cohort, which is a group of assistant superintendents from throughout the state that gets together 3 times a year. And we also interact throughout the year and share what's going on, what are our needs, make connections, collaborate. And it has been, and it truly is, our favorite group to work with, because Tom and I were both in those positions and we know what a lonely job it can be. And we get the group together and we purposely spend tons of time letting them do exactly what they need to do. We have a whole half of the day that's focused on hot topics. They brainstorm the hot topics, they share out what they're doing, and so they're collaborating and helping one another. It has just been the most rewarding group. I enjoy meeting with them every single time. It's called the Instructional Leadership Cohort, and if you're interested, our first meeting is this Friday, so you can still join. I will put the information to join it in the link. But if you're not in that group and you don't want to do something that formal, how can you create something like that for yourself? It's so important. It may be just you and 1 or 2 other colleagues. The key is for you to take the initiative. I can't say this enough, and my sister and I were talking about this. You're in charge of how you choose to use your time. So rather than getting completely run down and getting caught up in complaining and the gossip, take a step outside and think about what can you do to improve your situation right now. Just one thing. And it may be just reaching out to a colleague, somebody that you've met at meetings, somebody that you just know is at a similar district dealing with similar things, and ask them to meet up. Because it's not just going to help you, it's going to help them too. And I think the goal for this, when we talk about this whole big idea of self-care and how can we help one another, it's going to be both ways. It's going to be us reaching out for help and asking for help, and us helping others. And sometimes asking for help is harder than offering help. So I would love it. Tell me your strategies here. Do you have professional groups? Do you have online Facebook groups? In LinkedIn, wherever you are in your current position, share in the comments with your colleagues, because that could be the first step for you connecting, you reaching out, and you helping one another. And I think that if we all start doing that, that's how we're going to get rid of these dreaded feelings and feeling overwhelmed. I think that that's just going to be critically important. So I'm going to be talking about this as we go, throughout the year as things come up. Again, I would love to hear what you're doing. And it always helps us if you like, share, and follow us here on Facebook, also on our Instructional Leadership channel on YouTube. Would love to hear what you have to say, and I am hoping that this idea takes you, if you're feeling that kind of overwhelmed feeling and dread about going to work tomorrow, I hope this helps you step out and take that step to choosing to feel better. If you're lucky enough to have, and I want to say, David talked about the way that he makes himself feel better is taking a walk through the ravine, and that is exactly it. I'm guessing that, David, that's probably your happy place, and I've talked about that too, finding your happy place. I just posted a picture of me with all three dogs in this swing in the back corner, because that's my happy place. I go there and read and swing and just enjoy being outside, and it really helps me just be more positive and feel good. So if you're lucky enough to have today off, I would love for you to take some steps to make yourself feel better. That does not mean work. That means do something for yourself. And I would love to hear about it and hear your suggestions for one another too. Have a fantastic Sunday, everyone.